Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new edition of Big Brother 25 live feed spoilers. Today is day 70. We've made it, everybody. We have made it to this, I don't want to say key milestone in the game because there's still 30 days left, but we have hit another threshold here.
It's also only 3 sleeps until Matt's birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very
Friday
much.
Friday is Matt's birthday, so we're
Yeah.
starting the celebration just a little bit early. I mean, we're going to
Woo.
have our Friday update where you guys will be able to spend some of Matt's birthday with him, which is going to be really fun. But
Yeah.
before we get too far into the update, if you guys want to give Matt a little early birthday present, hit that subscribe
Yes.
button.
Thank you.
We've been trying to grow our channel for a really
Mhm.
long time, and it would really mean a lot to both of us. But it would be a really nice little gift for Matt for his
Yeah.
birthday to just hit that subscribe button and, make his birthday wishes come true.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. We have been on these YouTube streets for a good while now here,
Yeah.
working to build up this audience, and we really, love doing it. We love talking about Big Brother. We love talking, of course, about all sorts of other great stuff here as well, like Survivor is coming back tomorrow.
Mhm.
American Horror Story Delegates also airing tomorrow.
Mhm.
We have a lot of stuff coming up in these next couple weeks, in addition to 30 more days of Big Brother.
We're also going to have a bunch of birthday pictures up at our Instagram, Matt and Jess TV.
Yeah,
So if you want to see some of the celebrations that are going to be happening this weekend,
yeah,
you can head over there and give us a follow over there.
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Cameron.
Oh boy. Okay.
He is still being evicted at the time of this recording, moving into Thursday. He has made little to no traction on trying to be able to turn things around.
Yeah,
There's still time, though.
yeah, we're never going to get caught, in a situation like we have in the past this season because of how flip-floppy these players are, where it is, he's up there versus Siri. And even with Siri being the threat that she is, and,
Mhm.
she is a threat, it's just, there's not a real explanation as to why people would want to keep Cameron. Like, he wins too much stuff. He's too much of a wild card. He doesn't have anything to lose. And when you're playing against someone like that, that's a pretty scary proposition because they will cut anyone. They will do whatever it takes to get to the end. Like he knows at this point for sure that if he just won his way to the end, he would have a good chance of winning the game. Like even if people don't like him on a personal level, you would have to respect that he had defied like that level of adversity.
Yeah, if he's able to talk himself off of, out of getting evicted, he should win this game. Like if you like him, you don't like him, his resume is so solid that if he's able to actually use his social skills to be able to stay this week and actually convince people to stay this week, oh my goodness, then yeah, he can just win his way to the end and he should win.
Yeah, I
You have to get rid of him. I'm sorry to everybody who really loves Cameron out there, but this is the time to get rid of him. If
yeah,
anybody else in this house wants a chance at winning this game, you have to get Cameron out, and you have to get him out now.
and I even think, when if the people in the goodbye messages just like butter him up and are just like, Cameron, you were gonna win if we kept you in the. I think he will understand it
Yeah, he
at the
will.
end of the day. I mean, he'll also just love it that people are buttering him up based on what we have seen from Cameron in the game.
Listen, those goodbye messages are really important.
Yeah,
Like you can make somebody, feel really good about themselves and get that vote, or you can make somebody feel like a clown and then they're going to go to jury and not vote for you.
okay. There's one of the things I do kind of like about this season right now, when where we are, like we'll withhold judgment on the season overall until it's over, but there's a lot of bluntness that is just going on
Mhm.
right now. And I think people have just gotten to the we don't really care part of the experience with Cameron, where they're just done with it. Like Corey basically told him that, he's going to have a really hard time being sold on any plan. And then Felicia. Oh my, okay. Last night, Felicia told Cameron, because we mentioned this yesterday in the video, that the backyard's probably closing early. She was basically like, this is your last night in the backyard. She just says this to Cameron's face. Felicia, it is.
Oh,
There,
Felicia.
there's a part of it that is kind of mean, but there's also a part of it that is also kind of funny where if Cameron hadn't done and said some of the things that he's done this season, I would probably feel a little bit, I would feel a little bit more sympathy for him, but it's not like Cameron and Felicia have ever been BFFs here.
No, they haven't been.
So, as you said, Cameron's tried to have some game conversations to build traction, but if nothing else, like even if Cameron can't find a way to stay, which he probably is not, and we mentioned yesterday that he really tried to paint a picture to Siri where it's like, okay, Matt and Jag, they're not with you as much as you may think. He just seems to be at this point thinking, if I'm going down, I'm taking them down with me. And he is just on this mission to throw them under the bus because they hurt him, his fellow fugitives. How could they ever do this to Cameron, to poor innocent Cameron playing a sad song on the tiny violin?
Yeah.
It's okay. So it's ultimately, he's tried this now with multiple people, throwing Matt and Jag under the bus. Matt still kind of feels like Corey and America are going to be going after by Suri before him and Jag, that they will be okay. Matt has played a very good game these past few weeks.
Yeah, he has.
I think he's potentially blind to some of this now with Suri, where Suri may like Matt, but I think Suri is not really enjoying her Big Brother experience anymore. She's there for one reason, which is to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if she realizes now that, okay, Matt and Jag are a little bit of a bigger threat, I'm going to go after them before I'm going to go after Corey and America. It doesn't matter, if I don't like Corey and America as much as I do Matt. I'm here to win the game.
Yeah, they need to be split up as well. Like, America and Corey obviously need to be split up. They're a showmance. You don't take a showmance to the end. But Matt and Jag are not making it too much of a secret that they are really together. Like, people know.
And you have to think now about competitions as well. I know you can win Big Brother without winning them, but we talked about your favorite competition, the slip and slide, yesterday. You look at Matt, swimmer extraordinaire, great athlete, versus Corey, who is about 10 pounds. And, he is not a slip and slide threat in the way that Matt is. And we don't know if it's a slip and slide or anything else here. And Corey's probably good at mental competitions, but this is not a physical beast we're talking about.
No, if this is the slip and slide, this is Matt's HOH.
Yeah, it really is one of these situations you have to think about everything, and you have to consider all your different options, and you have to put yourself at least in a situation where you can win certain things. Now, Suri, in addition to talking with Felicia about some of this info that Cameron said, she's also went and told Blue about some of this stuff that she was told. And she's basically just saying that a lot of it does make some sense. And she said that while, she wanted Corey gone originally because, she was mad about Jared, understandably, she's looking at things beyond personal feelings. She can think beyond just, okay, the game. And this is, I think, a message to a lot of people out there. If Suri can get over a quest for vengeance after losing her son, you people who act all petty in these games, you can get over anything. This is Suri's own son, and she's willing to look past this for what means the most to her in terms of her winning.
Yeah. I mean, look at Bowie Jane. She's been holding on to Suri, talking crap behind her back, and now she's on the block. Like, we're talking like, 70 days in.
Yeah, you have to be able to be adaptable in these sort of experiences. It's the way in which you win. And that's why Suri may be primed for a little bit of a comeback, depending on what happens here with people like Felicia and Blue and some of this information, because this is where the question then comes into, is telling Blue so much information a mistake? Because Blue hears all this. She still doesn't seem to be listening because she still can't back off on like her own allegiances to Matt and Jag in the experience is that she's had. I think Suri really wants to believe that, okay, maybe I can form this sort of 3-person group with Felicia and Blue. Blue was showmancing my son. I can be able to get through to her, but Blue just doesn't get it. I don't know how else to say it other than just she doesn't get it. She doesn't have the built-in trust. I don't know what it is. She just can't let go of Corey being a target, but she just doesn't believe, I think, what Sari wants her to believe.
Cerie's mistake, in my opinion, is just that she didn't embrace and bring in Blue while Jared was still in the house. Like when she knew that her son was with Blue, at that point, she should have been like, okay, cool. If they're together, then I'm going to embrace Blue. I'm going to bring her in even tighter with me. Like this all kind of makes more sense. I know she's trying to like keep it quiet
Yep.
about, them being mother and son, but at the same point, if you are worried that like, Blue's getting a little too close to your son, well then just bring her in. Bring her in on all of it. It ended up working with Izzy, who had figured it out before they said anything. Why can it not work again and be like, listen, you're with Jared, I like Jared too. You don't have to say that that's your son, but
Yeah.
why not just like finesse that relationship more so that if Jared leaves, you've already worked on Blue?
It's a really good point, and that is something that Suri did not do a great job at earlier on in the game. Like she got rid of, not just her, but her own alliance got rid of people like Heisem who were loyal to her.
Yeah.
And then also you didn't build enough up with somebody like Blue in the early going. And we can't Matt and Jag aren't perfect Big Brother players by any means, but they've been close with Blue since pretty early on in the season.
Yes.
And at certain points it seemed like Jag and Blue were almost like this two-person group. When Jag was saved because of Matt's power, like Blue was just crying instantly in reaction to this. Like she may not trust them fully, but there's still a lot there. Like even to the point where, Cameron is talking to Blue that she should just calm down with wanting to get Corey out of the game and just try to find a way to make it clear that Matt and Jag should be the targets, that people are teaming up to get rid of Matt and Jag. It's just that because of her own experience, she's not seeing it as well as she should. She's not being as adaptable as Sari is, and maybe another part of Sari's mistake, and she's just assuming that everyone is going to play the game as brilliantly as she is capable of playing the game. And I'm not trying to like dogpile Blue here, but I don't think it's an insult to say that Blue is not Survivor legend Sari Field. She does not have the same social or strategic experience as her.
No, she doesn't. I mean, she has sort of had a hard time finding her footing throughout this game. It's kind of remarkable that she's still here.
So, in the aftermath of all this stuff, with Cameron in particular, Blue has went and told Matt and Jag about some of this. Like, I don't think she's really spelled as much out in terms of like Sari, but she has really indicated to them everything that Cam is doing, and yet they know that this is going on now. That like, okay, we're becoming a little bit of targets because of Cameron.
Mhm.
They're still not as worried as they should be. They're still contemplating again throwing HOH. Let's just say this.
Oh my God.
What if this is the Jess Memorial Slip and Slide competition, and how is Matt going to throw this when you are so obviously more physically gifted than everybody else? Are you just suddenly going to be like, I have terrible balance, I feel sick to my stomach? Like, what excuse can you have when you're the clear ringer to win that competition?
Oh, if Matt throws that, everybody's gonna know. There's no way he doesn't win that.
Yeah, and I think
Please.
there's also, I think, just the difference between saying you're contemplating throwing something and throwing it in the moment. The craziest thing to me about these two is that they talk about this stuff together all the time. That's like, okay, we'll be eligible to play in a future competition if we throw it. One of you guys will still be eligible, even if the other one is HOH. You are not playing the game as one person. Like, Matt, you can win the slip and slide. Jag, you can win the next HOH. There is a path forward. You guys have to just trust in yourselves. Like, I've liked watching Matt and Jag at times this season, but there is also this part of me that's like, I want to see them eventually face some consequences for them constantly talking about how they don't need to win certain HOH competitions.
I'm really over everybody in this house that's just like, I don't want to win. I don't want to win. I don't want to win. I
Yeah.
can't remember a season that has so many people in the house that do not want to win HOH, that it's just like there's barely any time left. Like there's like a month left. We're right getting into the home stretch and people are still like, "Oh, better not win anything." It's just like, well then who's left? Because you guys are going to get rid of Cameron, who's the only person who's like, "Yeah, I'll take the wins."
Yeah.
Sure, you guys don't want to win? No problem. I'll win and I'll just take everybody out and win to the end. Where everyone else is just like, I'm all right with that. So once he's gone, then who is getting the wins? None of you guys want to win anything.
Yeah, they all think the HOH. They haven't said this, but I think they think the HOH is cursed or something because there's just been a lot of terrible HOHs this season. But Bowie Jane, she's been fine as an HOH. You know, she was adaptable enough to go after who a lot of people wanted her to go after. Nobody's seemingly gonna, get Bowie Jane out of the game this next week. I think you have to just go for it at a certain part of this because you don't know what other people are gonna do. Everybody's playing this self-interested game, and like for Blue, I think she's trying to sort of keep her own options open for as long as humanly possible, and this is only going to work for so long, where I think she does want to work with Siri, but I think she does also still want to have Matt and Jag in the game for a while. She's oblivious to some stuff there. She's threatened by Corey in America because of a lot of stuff that are in the past, but eventually you do get to a point, and if she wins HOH for whatever it may be, if it's an actual like endurance where I don't know what it's called, but that thing where they're just like spinning around in the circle and they're getting like smacked by things
Oh
along
yeah.
the way. Like if it's something like that, like she could probably do fairly well in that. Like she's small, she's light. I think she would be able if she gets into power, she would have to choose like some sort of cohesive side unless she just wants to go after Corey in America, which again may not necessarily be the right thing at the end of the season.
That's why it's going to be really interesting if Cameron actually ends up going to see all the different HOHs going forward, because everybody can't just keep throwing things. You can
Yeah.
try, but somebody's going to have to be the top dog and they're going to have to make the decisions. There's still enough Big Brother left that we're going to see some of the people that have been trying to not get power have to be stuck having power.
There's comedy in that. There's been comedy in that with Bowie Jane this week. There
Yeah.
will be continue to be comedy. And also, speaking of comedy, Matt and Jag have also contemplated taking Sari and Bowie to the final four. Don't take Sari to the final four.
My
This is dumb.
God.
This is just really, really if somebody takes Sari willingly to the final two, I hope they lose. Like I will just say that. And it's not just that, I like Sari. It's just that you should know better. And I'm really just worried about this, I guess, for Matt. And Matt's played a good game and he does have a good emotional story and all of that. But Matt, if you take Sari to the final two, you should lose. I'm just saying that right now.
100%. Do not take Suri to the end. Like, why would you want to sit beside someone who's, a survivor legend,
Yeah.
a reality TV legend? Like, it just is such a bad idea.
And I understand this idea of, okay, Jag is a threat. He's won competitions. He can argue that. Jag was also evicted from the game. I think if you go to the end with Jag, if you're Matt and you're just like, I was never evicted from the game. Jag was evicted from the game and got spared because of me
Yeah.
and because of my twist. I think you should just go to the end of the game with Jag. So Sari, and this is where I think things get very interesting, is that Sari has basically realized that in the current configuration of the game, that Matt is going to be the winner. That he's got the real good inside track on everything. He has the story. She also knows that Matt beats Jag pretty easily, and ultimately they're just kind of like, well, what's Jag gonna do at the end of all of this? Because does Jag realize this? Does Jag think he could go to the end with Matt and win because he's made a couple more strategic moves? How Matt and Jag navigate these next couple weeks is going to be really interesting, and it's kind of emblematic of this season where we thought early on that Sari and her side were just going to steamroll. That didn't happen.
No.
It seemed like Corey had a lot of control at one point. That didn't happen. Now Matt and Jag, like, is this not going to happen? It's constantly changing.
Yeah. I mean, Suri made some mistakes at the beginning by getting rid of her own alliance. Like it was strange to watch, but she's still managed to stay. There's still enough game to turn things around. If you go to the end with Suri, you're going to have a really hard time winning, all of you.
Yeah, and you have no one to blame other than yourself at that point. But there is a little bit of time before the eviction. We will see if any really crazy funny business happens, if somebody, I don't know, Corey wakes up and is just like, you know what, I got to get Survivor Legend Siri out of here. How do I make that happen? Like,
Mhm.
I can't really see a clear path for it, but that doesn't mean that it won't happen because these people do crazy things sometimes.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we will sign off here, but be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for the birthday love and support.
Yeah.
Subscribing is, it's what I really want. I want to see this channel grow. And thank you as well to our patrons for your support. We really appreciate that. We'll see you guys here next time.